Because you know some people were keeping Pentecost last week. I'm going to show you why we got what we got. So you give me Leviticus the 23rd chapter. Pick me up probably about verse 5. All right, Kingston. Talk in your mind, not outside. Can you do that for me, man?
Hey, what Lil?
I do not. Oh, Lil right there with you. You know she always looking for tea.
Say verse 9.
5.
Say in the 14th day, the first month at even is Yah's Passover.
Mm-hmm.
And the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yah.
Mm-hmm.
7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm.
In the first day you shall have a Kodesh convocation.
Mm-hmm.
You shall do no servile work therein.
Mm-hmm.
But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yah 7 days.
We don't have to drop the verse here. Come on.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying to them, will you be come into the land which I give unto you? And you shall reap the harvest thereof. Then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before Yah to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath.
On the morrow after the Sabbath. So I know y'all should remember this, right? So why is this important for us then?
The Lord will raise on the first.
He rose on the morrow after the Sabbath. Y'all already know this, and y'all should know that man ain't get up on no Sabbath.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We just looked at something the other day about that, right?
Yeah.
When dealing with that red heifer. So you can't come back into the camp. You're unclean. So there's no way he could have got. He can't be first fruits. He get up on the Sabbath.
No, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Now you see the key thing. He say wave those first fruits on the morrow after the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And you shall offer that day, when you wave the sheep, a lamb without blemish, of the first year for a burnt offering unto Yah. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto Yah, for a sweet savor.
Give me probably trying to say Go ahead.
And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine and the fourth part of a hin. And you shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that you have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be for a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings.
And what else?
And you shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath.
The morrow after the Sabbath. Which Sabbath though? No, I'm talking about reading. Read for the
The
day.
day you brought the sheep of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
So when you supposed to start counting? Read it again.
On first fruit.
And you shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day you brought the sheep of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
So when should you start counting?
After
Day
Passover.
after you brought the sheep?
Sabbath after Passover.
The Sabbath after you brought out the wave offering.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Read it to him again.
Yeah, one more time.
And you shall count
You shall count
unto you
unto you
from the morrow
from the morrow
after the Sabbath,
after the Sabbath
from the day
from the day
that you brought the sheaf.
from the day you brought. Did you bring the sheave out on the Sabbath? You brought the sheave out on the morrow after the Sabbath. So that's when you supposed to start counting. See, Troy knew when it was because he say, my baby was born on Passover. You know what I'm saying? My baby ain't 7 weeks. So for those who kept it on the 24th, he said, I know my baby's 6 weeks this week. So you missed a week. You know what I'm saying? Because and the crazy part is dudes that kept Passover a day before us, and they keeping Pentecost a day, and they got the right count. Because you don't count from the Sabbath. They counted that Sabbath when Passover started. You supposed to start counting from the Passover, the Sabbath after it ended. You didn't bring the sheave offering out on that. That man didn't raise from the dead till the 3rd day of Passover. Remember, he confirmed the covenant in the midst of the week. He rose in the middle of unleavened bread. He the first fruits in the middle of unleavened bread. You bring it out before then, that's how they was a week off. Because the reason why I'm saying that, because Shalonda had texted me and said, why I see some people keeping Pentecost last week, and you said it was this week. You know what I'm saying? It's just, they just messed the count up. But now we're going to deal with something else. Can you give me Ezekiel chapter 16? Tell me what verse 3 says. While he getting Ezekiel 16 and 3, Pale, give me the book of Ruth. I want to say the 2nd chapter. 3rd chapter. Pick me up about 9 verses. Matter of fact, make it about the 4th verse. We got Ezekiel 16:3 and Ruth chapter 3 and verse 4. Whenever you're ready, sir.
It says, and say, thus saith the Lord God of Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity
Your birth and your nativity, go ahead,
is of the land of Canaan.
of the land of Canaan.
Thy father was born an Amorite,
Who is the father that's an Amorite?
Abraham.
There you go. Come on.
And thy mother a Hittite.
So who the mama is then?
Sarah.
Come on with it.
And as for thy nativity, in the day thou was born, thy navel was not cut.
You say your navel wasn't cut. You know what that is with a navel for, right?
Nourishment.
That's for nourishment. Come on.
Neither wast thou washed in water to supple thee.
Ain't nobody wash you either. Come on.
Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. None I pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field.
Say ain't nobody had no compassion on you. They cast you out in the open field. We done been through. Y'all remember we went through this before, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
To the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou wast born.
Mm-hmm.
And when I passed by thee,
He passed by. What did he do?
and saw thee polluted in thy own blood,
What did he say?
I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live.
Live.
Yea.
So when he seen the Messiah in his blood, he told him get up. Now he telling us the same thing, right? Hold on. Then we just read in Isaiah chapter 1, he said, though your sins be as scarlet.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So see, he seen us in our blood. He said we done touched blood to blood because we were transgressing and lying and committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? Spilling blood in the land. We done defiled the land, worshiping other gods, stones and stocks. So we seeing the same thing. We polluted in our sins. He told us to live through the death of somebody else. Come on with it though. But listen what he about to tell you to do.
Yea, I said unto thee, when I was in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field.
Oh, he told you to do what?
Multiply as the bud of the
He
field.
calls you to do what?
Multiply as the bud of the field.
So what is a bud in the field? How would it multiply? A seed got to be planted, means some fruit got to be brought forth, right? Now we looking at the Messiah. We just read how you got to bring that first fruit offering. That's what we here for. It is the first fruit. You know what I'm saying? Now hold on. You hold what you got. You give me Romans chapter 8. Pick me up by verse 22. Matter of fact, I probably should have brought another one of y'all up. It's too late. You stay where you at. I got it. Romans 8:22. I'll read 21. Matter of fact, I'm going to read 20. My paper kind of rolled back. He say, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willing, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. You know what? None of us are subjected to vanity or nothingness because anything we did, Adam got us subjected to vanity. You know what I'm saying? We've been looking at that actually, haven't we, in the last couple of days. Adam had us subject to nothingness. He say, but the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the sons of God. So we know when Yahshua coming up out the grave, that's actually what brought us up out of that bondage. So we could be that bud in the field. Because he had the bud first. You know what I'm saying? He told you in John 15, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abide in me will do what? Bring forth much fruit. You know what I'm saying? See, maybe today we'll do a little bit. You know, I always have mentioned about looking at the fruits of the Spirit and showing you examples of people who did it. Because, see, the fruits of the Spirit is the evidence that you possess it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas always scream, you need to teach the fruits of the Spirit. You can't teach nobody the fruits of something they don't have. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach them what they got to do to be able to get it. And then, because in order for fruit to come, what's got to happen?
You gotta have it.
It's got to die, which means the seed got to be planted first. Then you got to put it in the ground. Then it's got to die, and then it bring forth much fruit. Then you can go to talking about the fruits of those things. See, niggas get ahead of themselves. They want to get the fruit, but nigga, you ain't been planted yet. I'm talking about before you can die, you got to get planted. But in order for you to get planted, that means you got to hear the word. Then in order for you to hear the word, then that seed got to fall in your heart. Then it's got to fall in your heart. Then it's got to die. Then the fruit comes. You know what I'm saying? I hear niggas all the time, they want to go straight to the fruit. Y'all need to teach fruits of the spirit, brother. Y'all need to teach fruits of the spirit. Come on, man. You sound crazy. Let's look what else he say. For we know that the whole creation groan and travail in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. We read that in one of them songs that the brothers chose. And Lord will, we're going to come back in and tie that in. Because you looking to get your body redeemed. You remember we were talking about that before you came in here. Well, some of y'all came in here. We're not trying to look down at no fringes. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. We're not trying to look down at no fringes. We good. Let me read the last verse in Romans 8. You just stay where you at, Pierre. We're going to get to Ruth chapter 3, Lord willing. This man say, for we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man see, why doth he yet hope for? See, now, like I said, this is what I was telling y'all about this here. Because you know Israelites going to get mad at us if they hear this here. If you sit back and you looking at some fringes, you can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
So what it is that's not hope for you. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you can see it, what you hoping on it for? You got to sit back, look what he's telling you about. We've been talking about all week since Wednesday. Y'all since Tuesday. You supposed to be looking up where your redemption come from. If we looking, ain't no the redemption that from the ground, he done already done that. You know what I'm saying? Now he done ascended on high and took captivity captive and received gifts unto men. Even the rebellious also, that y'all might dwell among them. That means our eyes supposed to be towards heaven. You know what I'm saying? We just read the other day what he said, what? Our behavior is in heaven. Where our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach sit at the right hand of the Father, and we look to have our vile body or our earthly body made like unto his glorious body or his heavenly body, like we were reading in Genesis chapter 1 with dividing the firmament. You know what I'm saying? Separating the heavens from the earth. Because that's what the firmament do, right? The Messiah separate the spiritual from the natural. You know what I'm talking about? The godly from the ungodly. The Kodesh from the unkodesh. The clean from the filthy. You got to ask yourself which one you going to be. Because it's up to you what you choose. Because you can do what you want, but you're going to have to be able to take what come along with it. Listen what he say. But if we hope for that we see not, then we do with patience wait for it. 2 Corinthians 5 and 1. What Paul say he waiting for? Well, you better fix your face. Keep it on the inside. Nobody wants to hear it.
It says, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved.
If our earthly house, so what you think he talking about if your earthly house is dissolved? What is he talking about? What we just read yesterday. I know after I die, worms eat this skin, yet I will see God. That's what we just read yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
We have a building of God, a house not made with hands.
Not made with hands.
Eternal in the heavens.
See, that's what we sitting back looking for. We sitting to be covered by something made with hands. This can't cover me. This is made with hands. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was looking at. What we were looking at yesterday. Moving from the doctrine of the Messiah, let us go unto perfection. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be made perfect with no fringes. You're not going to be made perfect by no Sabbath. You're not going to be made perfect by no not eating no swine. Because that's the doctrine of the Messiah. You ain't supposed to be doing any of that anyway.
No, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? You're going to be made perfect through your faith and actually believing and walking in it and being conformed to the image of the Son and taking on his suffering. This is what's going to make you perfect. Which means you're going to have to die. You're not going to be, all these people, man, we know we got to keep. See, right now, everybody in here know we tell you keep the law, right? We ever told you not to do it. But it seems like right now, somebody who don't know us, it sounds like we telling people not to keep the law, don't we?
Yes, sir.
You know why? Because we moving on to perfection. We ain't got time to be sitting there tongue wrestling about can a woman preach or not. We know she can't do it. We ain't got time to be tongue wrestling about can a woman wear pants. We know she can't win. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't gonna be like this here. You shouldn't wear no Nikes, brother. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Sabbath is on Saturday. It's not on Sunday, brother. You should keep the feast. We got time to be wasting no time with that. You know what I'm saying? That's elementary. You know what I'm saying? We trying to be made perfect, man. Just what a man. Read what he said. We seeking from heaven again. I don't know if I don't know if they call it.
It says, for we know not, for we now, hold up, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, a house not made with hands.
That's what we after. That's what we after. Go ahead.
Eternal in the heavens.
Eternal in the heavens. That's why I keep telling you, if you looking for something eternal in the heaven, then what you need to be doing? Looking down or looking up? Because when the Messiah was on the tree, it said he was in the midst of the firmament, and it was called heaven. He up on the tree, you had to look up to the heaven. Man was telling you what to do. He was telling you, you've been looking at these fringes all these years, ain't do you no good. Now it's time for you to look at me.
Yes, sir.
Look unto me and be ye saved, all the ends of the world. Because it done came out of my mouth from righteousness. I done sworn. I ain't repenting. Every tongue gonna confess, every knee gonna bow. You gonna confess my son is the son of the living God. You gonna say that. You gonna say Yahshua is the true Messiah, or you gonna perish.
Yes, sir.
We've been talking about this all week too, about men who deny the son and reject him, and trying to convince others to do it.
Yeah.
We going for understanding. And we know what? 1 John 5:20. We get back around there. Swing back around there to Ezekiel. Lord willing, it all makes sense before we get out of here. Kingston, fix your face, boy. No, we going to 1 John 5:20. We seeking to understand it. Some of this stuff we done been through before. But then sometimes you got to look at stuff in a different way than what you looked at it in the past. Because if you're going to be first fruit, he came up out of there. You think that man came up out of that grave talking about where his fringes at?
No, sir.
This man got something clothed from heaven. I ain't worrying about none of that. I'm eternal now. That's why I go back to when you're in the Messiah, old things have passed away. Leave that stuff alone, that carnal stuff, leave that stuff behind. You know what I'm saying? We moving on to perfection, we leave that stuff behind. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, oh man, he say the fringes were to bring all things to your remembrance. It's still the Father's doctrine. Because the Messiah told you in John 14:26. Go on and get that for me too. Go ahead, that 1 John 5:20. I'll just let the Lord tell you.
Amen.
14:26. Make it 22 since it's on my mind. Go ahead, Bill.
And
Make
we
it 20.
know, 1 John 1,
5:20. Come on with it.
And we know that the Son of God has come
And what he do?
and have given us an
He
understanding.
gave us what?
Have given us an
Go
understanding
on here.
that we may know him that is true.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in him that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Even his son, Yahshua Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the true God and eternal life.
It's what?
This is the true God and eternal life.
That's what we after. You know what I'm saying? That's what we after. Y'all don't even sit back and realize a lot of stuff we've been looking at on Wednesday and on the Sabbath was all about transitioning away from being fleshly and carnal and becoming spiritual, becoming heavenly. You know what I'm saying? That actually becoming a son of God. That's what it's about. Sometimes I don't think y'all be noticing that the stuff we dealing with in a week, all of it be going together.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like one continuous theme, as if I just started on Wednesday and just kept on going for 3 days. Go ahead. No, I was laughing at the look on his face. You a hater though. Uncross your nuts. That's how you get testicular cancer.
Oh, it's funny. It was so funny. Oh, it's funny.
Hey, we got work to do. Come on.
You say what? 14:21.
14:21. John 14:21.
He says, he that have my commandments
He that have my commandments
and keepeth them,
and keep them,
he it is that loveth me.
he that is that love me.
And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father.
You know in the book of Proverbs, he say, I love those that love me. Now we know you supposed to keep God's commandments and to love him. Hold on. John 6:27, Pale. Come on with it. He said, read that again. Listen what he say. He that have my commandments, what he say?
And keepeth them.
And keep them.
He it is that loves me.
He that love me.
And he that loveth me
Loveth
shall
me.
be loved of my Father.
So if you love the Son, the Father say he going to love you. Well, where's that in the law? Because remember, we still going to piggyback. What's the Messiah's doctrine? Deuteronomy 18:18 said, this man who I send, listen to him, I'm going to require it of you. In number 12, when they spoke against Moses, he said, you ain't scared to speak against my servant Moses? I love this man. He said, I spoke to him like he was my friend. He said, if you love him, obviously you got to love me. Because if you do what he say, then you doing what I say. Come on, Pep. John 6:26.
And Yahshua answered them and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, you seek me, not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were
I
filled.
say, I hope ain't none of y'all came around here not for the word, just because, we got some food. Because that's what he just sat back and told them people. You ain't come because nothing I just did. You came because you got something to eat. That's how you know the black people. Because that's what niggas do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about none of the stuff you just did. Come on, man. You just took, there was 2 loaves of bread. You just fed thousands of people. You've been raising people from the dead, blind seeing, deaf hearing, all this type of stuff, and you came around here because you wanted something to eat. Now you sit back and think about how carnal that is. I just worked all these work, and all you worry about is he got fish and bread. That's a nigga all the way.
Yeah, straight up.
Because some of y'all got family members don't come around till they say you cooking. Now all of a sudden he done popped up. Well, you got food around you. That's how niggas roll. Come on. You ain't got to be black for it either. But you know black people do a little more. Come on.
Labor not for the meat which perish.
He say don't do what?
Labor not for the meat which perish.
What they need to labor for?
But labor for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life.
You say, look here, you say, while you around here trying to labor for the meat that perish, you need to be laboring for this man's body. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Hold that John chapter 4. I'll get Hebrew 4. You all right. You stay right there. You hold what you got. Hebrew chapter 4. Y'all come on around here. He wrote Hebrew 4 and 8. He said you need to be laboring for that meat that don't perish. Not what y'all need to be sitting back looking at. We just looked at the other day when they said we ain't satisfied with this meat. That's what y'all, you know, that's what a lot of y'all probably mean. You ain't satisfied with that meat. That's why he told you when them people were murmuring, complaining in the wilderness. Don't give me Deuteronomy 83. Why them people were murmuring, complaining in the wilderness, he had to tell them something. See, they wasn't realizing if you ate this meat, it was going to set the process of you being able to get something later. See, a lot of times with black folks and people just in general, you want stuff now. You don't want it later. You don't want to wait. You want instant gratification. You feel like, I can't wait, I can't wait. I just gone over here and do this here. What's the point? This thing ain't serious for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? People be dedicated to wrong things. Ain't nobody dedicated to God. It just be surface stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to appear to be godly. I want to appear to be set apart. As long as I can play the part and look the part, I'm all right. Don't nobody actually want to live it, though. Hebrew 4 and 8. For if, this would be Joshua, son of Nun, that he's speaking of. I know I tell you that every time. I got to make sure, though. For if Jesus had given them rest, then he would not have afterwards spoken of another day. There remains therefore a rest to the people of God. For he that has entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works as God did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man should fall after that example of unbelief. You know who some people were working, laboring to enter into some rest? I'm talking about literally doing labor, preparing rest. You know who were doing that? Anybody? Don't everybody speak at one time now? Well, what were they doing in the book of Nehemiah? So they were laboring they were rebuilding Jerusalem. What is Jerusalem? The city of peace. They were laboring to get rest. Every man on the wall, right? We'll look at it in a minute. Come on, White, Deuteronomy 83. Pale still holding John chapter 6 about verse 27. Well, that thing's bumping harder than I do in Regency Library.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Do something.
Do something. That stuff making my... You know how you be real cold and your lungs go to feeling funny? Yeah, do something with that. I told you I can't work under these conditions. I was going to have to go sit in the bike. Yeah, I'm going to say something every time. You tell me, why?
Well, you got to close your mouth, huh?
That nigga just throw you on the butt every chance he gets.
Might be Goldie. Might be Goldie. Goldie right behind him.
Oh, man.
Might be. He's doing his little ad.
Mouse came in the door hot.
Stay
Nigga
at
say
it.
she got doing the strategy. She still hot.
I'm coming for you.
She got doing the strategy and still be hot. I was like, what Mouse got going on all the way hot? You got do? You say, is it cold?
Here though, when I came in.
But you got do though. You went from do to do. How you hot?
No, I went from do to hot. It's hot in here.
So she do.
Stupid.
I don't know. We be able to tell after a while she got white on. Come on.
Alright, 8 and 3, Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 8 and 3.
It
Come
says,
on.
and he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger,
Oh man.
and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not.
You said he said he had to humble you and suffer you to hunger. I mean, he had to break you down for you to be able to take this word. A lot of people don't want to take that humility. Go ahead.
Neither did thy fathers know that he might make thee know that that man does not live by bread alone.
Man don't live by bread alone. What he live by?
But by every word that proceeds out the mouth of the Lord.
You're going to have to live by the Son.
Doth man live.
He say every word that proceed out the mouth of y'all doth man live. We was on that phone with that nigga right. See, I was going to give him the opportunity to slap him upside his head, but the stupid nigga didn't want to stay on the phone long enough to get slapped. Because we already know that in John chapter 8, that man said, I proceed from God. You would love me, I proceed and came from him. A law proceed from Yah, and he will rest as a light unto the people and a judgment to the Gentile. The man just said every word that proceed out the mouth of Yah. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So therefore the law proceeded out the man's mouth, and you're going to have to eat that because the law was made flesh. Man told you, eat my flesh. Who that eat my flesh, he'll live forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he told you and compared the law to bread, because he was sitting there telling you, my son delivering bread. Dumb nigga can't see it. Dumb niggas can't see it. They sitting around here thinking, oh man, I'm going to go get real lamb on Passover. You's a dummy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You's a dummy. You know what I'm talking about? You got lamb, you got some unleavened bread in there, dummy. You know, we know that. We'll never eat lamb. We might eat it on day 4. That first day, I wish a nigga would come in here talking about we got some lamb and bitter herbs. Nigga, turn out this though. You know, we were with a dude on Passover by 2012. That nigga pulled out bitter herbs. Sitting there looking at this nigga here stupid. Nigga say he got bitter herb but no lamb. You gonna do wrong, go all the way out with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't even had no wine, nigga had grape juice. Nigga say, what we gonna do with this, brother? Book don't say drink no grape juice. You got Welch's. Better go get some wine, nigga. He did have Welch's. The nigga had a bottle of wine here and a bottle of Welch's over here. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we went over why we don't eat no bitter herbs. I had went over it before we did it this year. We don't do all that stuff. That man already did all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, and I'm referencing all this stuff for a reason. It tied right back to us mentioning them fringes. You basically saying, Galatians 2:16. Come on with it. You basically saying this man died for nothing. For nothing.
You gonna do it.
For nothing. Wow. And you know, this going back to what we looked at last week. It's not by any works of righteousness what you did. Romans 10:1. It ain't by any works of righteousness what you did. We still hold to John 14 and John 6. He say it's by the regeneration of the Ruach HaKodesh. You trying to take claim from it. We just looked at it the week before. Now you saying God owe you. We know we supposed to do this stuff. But some stuff you supposed to have, no, the Messiah done completed that. He said, I didn't come to destroy the law, I came to fulfill it. If it's complete, why are you doing it?
Yes, sir.
So then they're trying to say that's mean the feast complete. No, the feast ain't complete. The feast talking about him. So if they talk about him, why wouldn't I keep him? You want me to keep a feast talking about a woman with a whole bunch of titties on her. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's a star taste.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of titties on her. You want me to keep a feast? Yeah, you see the statue, a whole bunch of titties on her. You know what I'm saying? Now you want me to keep a feast talking about Saturnalia. I just was telling y'all yesterday, you go get 48 laws of power, and in the 46th law, preach, change, and don't reform too quickly. Right on the left-hand column in red letters, it tell you how Saturnalia went from being a festival of orgies and men having homosexual sex and going home and beating up their wives after they exchanged gifts, that they slipped the Lord name on it and said it was his birthday. You know what I'm saying? That's what Christmas really was about, man. Romans exchanged gifts, hit their homeboy in the booty, went to the house, beat up their wife. This is what they did. They had, but not only just homosexual orgies, but they had heterosexual orgies. All that swinging and all, they did all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? You talking about this the Lord day. You want me to keep that? I'm good. Ain't none of these days talking about it. You want me to talk about what Lent, what he gave up for 40 days. That man ain't getting nothing up for 40 days. That's weeping for Tammuz. I'm good. Oh, keep the new year. We having a new year watch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watching for nothing. I'll be like this here. I'll be watching my eyelid because I'm going to be asleep. I ain't going to be nowhere near around 12 o'clock y'all doing all this stuff. I'm going to be asleep. Another day to me. We'll stay up all night on the Lord's New Year. Stay up all night for that. You know what I'm saying? Lord will thing be like this here. We'll stay up all night long. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of you niggas to sing. I know somebody who ain't gonna sing. I ain't call no names. I just point. I just point. They over there, what they at?
Oh, you see that fool there?
Oh, I ain't say nothing about your forehead. I just say you can't sing. You know what I'm talking about? And like this here, Brian ain't gonna want to admit it. He backed me up too. Then he gonna try to back pedal on me. Who was in there sitting there with him when he said, like I said, thought that nigga can't sing? That nigga said, I sing better than her. Ain't that what he said? Who heard him when he said it? Now nobody want to take claim for it. You was there. That's why you found out. She heard Brown and say, shoot, I sing better than this. We gonna put him to the test one day. Brown said, I used to be in the chorus.
Like old smooth R&B.
Nigga say, what you what? He said, oh, R&B saying he wasn't right. Was he swinging with no shirt on or just with 3 buttons open? 3 buttons open.
Oil that shit, man. Oil that his head, man.
Well, come on, man. I ain't got time to be fooling with y'all. What you holding?
I had got
Romans, John,
Romans what?
10.
10 and 1. What I got you got?
Galatians 2:16.
2 and 16 Galatians. Come on with it.
Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law,
You not justified by that.
but by the faith of Yahshua Messiah. Even we have believed in Yahshua Messiah.
Don't you realize what we read in Deuteronomy chapter 8 just told you that? That a man don't live by bread alone, but every word that proceed out the mouth of Yah doth man live, which means you would be justified by your belief in this man, because the just live by faith.
Amen.
Man just told you, where you think these prophets would get that statement from? The just will live by faith, and the law just told you don't live by bread alone, but every word that proceed out the mouth of Yah doth man live. And Yahshua is the word that proceed out the mouth of Yah. And if you eat his flesh and drink his blood, and you dwell in him and he dwell in you, and he'll raise you up on the last day. Now how you miss that? How they miss that? Why they don't know that? How many of y'all dealt with dudes and they pretty much told you the same thing every week?
Yeah.
Every week.
Recycle.
You know what I'm saying? We don't even tell us here, man. I'm telling you, that blue folder,
Yeah.
that blue folder. I'm going to just leave it there. Blue. Laminated too. That bad forbidden nigga laminated. You know what I'm saying? He laminated, have it all night like. You know what it's like to be around somebody, man, nigga preach the same sermon 3 times in 1 month. And I'm talking about same one, same name, same title, same verses, same order, same way, same people in there, all of them sleep.
Yeah.
Everybody, his own children in there sleep. I go to doing something like that, man, I go on and quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, Phil.
Says that we might be justified by the faith of Messiah, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. But if, while we seek to be justified by Messiah,
If we seek to be justified, while we seek it, what happens?
we ourselves are found sinners. Is therefore Messiah the minister of sin?
What he
God
said?
forbid.
God said no. So we know we ain't telling you to not to keep the man commandments. That's insane. But now we seeking this justification. I know some people that'll contradict what Paul say. It's not the hearers of the law that are justified, but the doer. If you do the Son, you doing the law. Dummy.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. Amen.
Come on.
That's right.
It said, for if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor.
Go ahead.
For I through the law am dead to the law.
So you through the Son are dead to the, what's the law that he said, I through the law am dead to the law. So what is he dead to?
Sin.
He dead to death. Remember
That's
Genesis 3. You eat of the tree, thou shalt surely die. Since you done this, you cursed, buddy. Thus you came from, thus you gonna return. So through the Messiah, I'm dead to that. Because I've died. And then became the first fruit. Say we the first fruits of him that got his spirit. Now I'm just like him. Now death no longer have dominion over him, so no longer death will have dominion over me. Because we know the soul that sin, it shall die. Sin, transgression of the law. We know we dwell in the Son. We ain't sinning no more. He just told you the Messiah ain't teach you to commit sin. But they'll sit back and look at it. So you saying I ain't got to wear no fringes? If you know the Messiah, you wouldn't win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't win. If you knew God, you wouldn't win. Because he never cared about that. You like to say, I'm going to condemn that nigga. He ain't got no cloth on his shirt. Some of y'all know how proud them men get about that stuff on their shirt. A lot of brothers do it because they think it's a cultural thing. They're not doing it for no cultural thing. They doing it just like he told you. They enlarge the borders or they go to be seen of men. I seen a dude say about a couple years back, how you know a servant of Yah? I say by Kodesh living. He say, no, by fringes. I know you going to hell. Because you can have fringes, that don't mean you're a servant of Yah. The Pharisees had fringes, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to keep that in mind. They had fringes, man. And they still were like, we got to kill this thing. They say, man, I'm going to drop a dime on this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up. Probably eating a banana while they were doing it. Come on.
There you go. With the flask. He told me I wouldn't glass.
Like they said, I'm gonna drop a dime on this nigga. Say your name Rico Tico.
Jaw like that. Now one big.
That's and get what though? It's funny as it seemed though, but that's how they were acting when they seen him doing what he was doing. I don't like that. Not one bit. This nigga ain't even around here, man. The man actually said we gonna lose our place and nation with the Romans. They felt just like how Rico felt. We losing our money. I'm gonna drop a dime on this one. I'm gonna drop a dime.
That's how you know we people.
I'm gonna drop a dime on this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what happened? Same way they did that there, the Lord coming back like Method Man though. Is this the illest nigga in Nebraska? Is you bout it, fool? And what he came there to do? Went to Berkeley. That's how he came though. When he did what he did, Method Man came back the exact vengeance. He came back the exact vengeance. You actually heard that in one of the songs that were chosen. He was asking him, is you going to come back in exact vengeance? Because that man going to come see you about this. Come on, man.
It said, I'm crucified with Messiah.
I've died with the Messiah.
Nevertheless, I live.
I live.
Yet not I.
Not I.
But Messiah liveth in me.
That means the word ought to be, you don't live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out the mouth of Yah doth man live. That's why he told you, if you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have eternal life because you living by me. I live in you.
Yes, sir.
And if I live in you, what did we just look at yesterday? It's the word that's going to bring you out of the grave. It's the spirit that quickens. The flesh profit nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. If those words are not encapsulated in your heart and they dwell in you, how you getting up? That means you don't live then. Come on.
And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God.
So that's how you, that's going right, that's lining up with Deuteronomy clear as day. You supposed to be living by, do you think he was talking to them about a law? He said, I humbled you. That means I broke you down.
Yes, sir.
Caused you to hunger. You know what I'm talking about? Caused you to go without to see that you needed me. That I didn't need you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell you by the law you live.
Yeah.
He said by every word that come out my mouth do you live. And the son come back around and tell you the same thing. So guess what? That's his father's doctrine. My doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. I'm just telling you what the law say.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling you what I'm teaching is what the father taught. Why you don't believe me?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Who loved me and gave himself for me.
So y'all need to sit back and look at it. And this man loved you and gave himself for you so that you could live. Why you not in your flesh living for him then? Why you still trying to live for yourself? Why you still trying to get your stuff in and do what you want to do? That doesn't make sense. And just like I said, we were talking with the young ladies yesterday. And the brother in Detroit said he was talking to the sisters up there in his congregation about this yesterday. Because I told him the same thing, because he said that's how the women reacted. He was like, it seemed like women got to give up more than men. How many of y'all in here think that? You think that? That women, you gonna say what? Somebody get it. I got one too. Yours thicker than mine. Oh man, I said, how many of y'all in here by show of hand think a woman got to give up more than a man when it comes to serving God? Now, you got to be stone cold crazy. Why you think it's, and I'm going to tell y'all something, you think a woman got to give up a lot because she can't wear no jewelry? Because she can't wear no wig? Because she can't wear no makeup? High heels? That means absolutely nothing. That's superficial nonsense. Really, a woman ain't giving up nothing. The stuff you giving up time because you done took this stuff and tied it to your self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? You done tied it to your self-worth. So then when you go to giving this stuff up, you think you're not attractive. You think you're not beautiful. You think you're not that. But you ain't sit back looking at it. A man ain't giving up no more than what a woman giving up because you got to give yourself up. Everybody giving up the same thing. King Solomon told you 1 Kings chapter 8, every man know the plague of his heart.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? So this person can have it. Denzel can have an issue with this. T got an issue with that. Tony got an issue with this. Kip got an issue with that. They might not be the same.
Yeah.
But guess what? Either way, they all got to drop the same load.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's right.
They all got to drop the same load. Them earrings don't mean nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Them heels don't mean nothing. I was telling y'all that yesterday. When y'all done took that stuff, you tied it into your self-worth. I was telling y'all that before everybody got in here. Y'all took that outward stuff and tied it to your self-worth. I done had a woman look me in the face. I don't feel beautiful without weave. That means you got some serious issues that long before weave ever came on the scene, you already had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before anybody bought you any jewelry, any heels, or any revealing clothing, you already had self-esteem issues long for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're confident and you love yourself and your self-esteem on point, now you look at that stuff like, shoot, that stuff I don't care nothing about none of that. That ain't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you'll sit back and look at what, and I ain't even going to say the same, because I know some women be like, well, we got to do more in the house. But the man got to take care of you, though. So it equal out. It equal out. You know what I'm saying? I just told her the other day. That's somebody I come around here, we got 3, 4 kids. Ain't nobody gonna hear about, boy, I got to do this here and do this here, take care of my wife and kids. And what, nigga? You made them, you bought them. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no man in here who got kids and a wife gonna sympathize with a nigga. Man, I'm working so hard to take care of my wife and kids. Nigga, I don't care. Nigga, I'm working hard to take care of mine. You know what I'm saying? And guess how that man gonna feel? He walked through that front door and his wife talking about, man, I gotta do so much in the house. Well, what you think I'm doing outside of it? You know what I'm saying? So you think all this stuff I'm doing, I'm just like this here. It's just great and outstanding. I'm working 15, 16 hours a day. I'm working 60, 70 hours a week to feed this ungrateful nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't look at that. I never get to see my husband. Well, don't you get to see this roof, though, don't you? At least you know what I'm saying? At least you got clothes on your body. Our kids ain't looking like castaways. Nigga, we fed. You know what I'm saying? We're worse than that. You know what I'm I'm just saying though, I know how it can be, man. I know you love somebody, you want to spend some time with them, but guess what? That's the high school stuff. You grown. You know, when you're in high school, you young, you can spend all day and all night with your old lady. Okay, that's not reality. You get grown, you got kids, guess what? She got to tend to them kids, you got to go outside the house, you got to work, you got to do all of that. We can't just sit around laying up under each other all day long. Get that out your brain. That means you're going to have to start sitting back. We got to set time apart to do these things. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is, you working, I'm working.
All the time.
All the time. Because the man can't take no day off and be like, you know what? Baby, I'm going to just take, unless he work for himself. You know what I'm saying?
Even then, it's risky.
You know what I'm talking about? Now, unless you got a nice stream in, you got things rolling, I take me a month off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't got that going on, girl, what you mean? I can't be taking, if I take time off, we living in a cardboard box. You know what I'm saying? If we take time off, I open up the refrigerator and all it's going to be hello, hello, hello. Ain't nothing in there but a box of baking soda and some mayonnaise. Ain't live like this.
That don't go together.
You know what I'm saying? Can't do nothing. You can't do nothing with that.
No bread.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't never like that.
You gonna make something happen. Nah, I ain't making nothing happen with baking soda no more. You know what I'm saying? Leave that alone. You made this something happen that too long, boy. That got me 4.5 years of the chain. Don't straight on that.
So he don't even buy no bacon soda.
I'm good on that. I don't want no baking soda. I don't want to see no baking soda. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even want it in my house.
I don't want to see. I wasn't even thinking they got cornmeal.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about it. Ain't no one day I'm telling y'all something. He said he wasn't thinking like that. He know I'm thinking. I ain't thinking baking soda. Nigga ain't nothing like this here. What he say? What that song say? That nigga say, look at the flick of the wrist. That's all niggas think about. You say something with some baking soda. Who? Y'all don't even know it. I know niggas that used to be in the kitchen saying that for that nigga long said that there. Like what? Wrist game, nigga. Y'all think that's a rap song now, nigga. I know niggas with wrist game,
I know
nigga.
a nigga call himself the wrist.
Straight up. No nigga with
Like
wrist
Dr.
game.
Claude niggas the wrist.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas don't know nothing, but I know a nigga bring a whole zone back in 1,000 jar. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. That's stretching. That's stretching. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. That's stretching. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we put it this way. Mom Dukes ain't got but a little bit of ground beef and a 1 can of spaghetti sauce, and she done stretched it to feed 10. Same kind
Y'all
of
on
thing.
team. Big plate.
Big plate. They say, and it ain't even watered down. You be like, how she did that? It's kind of hard. How did she pull it off? Cause she told you, look at the flick of the wrist, nigga. They ain't nothing. Y'all don't hear me. Come on. Ain't no new word. Y'all thought that was new. Y'all around here talking about putting on that video of that Asian dude cooking. Ain't nothing new. I been no nigga flicking wrist, boy. I know somebody right now. He don't say no name. Don't say no name. I know about 3, 4 truth be told. Talked to one of them yesterday on the phone. Thought he was gonna come through. He ain't make it though. Nigga was a master. You know he ain't lying. We don't even want to talk about our Weezy, boy. Woo! Golly. Nigga be like, boy, how did you do that? I'm talking about the type of stuff, boy, you hold that in your hand, you breathe too hard, it's gonna break. Wow. Breathe too hard. I'm telling you, I seen it too. Come on, what I got you hold? Romans 10 and 1. Come on, I'm telling you, I seen it too. Romans 10 and 1. We also hold in John chapter 14, verse 21. John chapter 6, verse 26. I know it sounds funny though. And Ezekiel chapter 16. And Ruth chapter 3. Lord willing, we're tied all in the
It says, brethren, my heart desire and prayer to God for Israel is
What is heart? What is the desire and prayer to God for Israel? What is it?
that they might be saved.
That you might be what?
Saved.
That's the whole reason why we're here. What you think my heart desire is? Just to look at y'all? Just to hear myself talk? Come on.
It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
He said, I bear them record. You got a lot of passion for God. You don't know what you're talking about though. Come on.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
Ignorant of whose righteousness?
God's
Well,
righteousness.
what's God's righteousness then?
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
So you want to establish your own righteousness?
And have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
Hold on. John 6. They ain't done what?
Submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
They ain't did what?
They have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
6 and 27. Or wherever you stop at. John chapter 6.
Labor not for the meat which perish, but for the meat which endureth to everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have God the Father sealed.
Uh-huh.
And then said they unto him, what shall we do that we might work the works of God?
Uh-huh.
Yahshua answered and said unto them, this is the work of God,
What is that word?
that you believe on him whom he sent.
So if though you did that work, that means you would have submitted yourself to the work of God, which means you would have done that labor to enter into that rest that we read in Hebrew chapter 4. So you think you doing the work of God because you worrying about because you got some fringes on your shirt? Or because you gave yourself a Hebrew name? Now I know there was a while ago. I'm going to see who remembers since I said it. Who remembers why you ain't got no business giving yourself no Hebrew name? I know y'all know why you ain't supposed to be putting Israel in your name. But I'm going to ask. Let me see who I'm going to ask. I ain't going to give nobody no opportunity to do it on that one. Delta, why you ain't supposed to put Israel in your name? Yeah, I did you like that. I call on Dwight all the time.
Sure do.
Why you ain't supposed to put Israel in?
I forgot, brother.
Hold on. We're going to wait. Brian, why you ain't supposed to put Israel in your name? You think you were hiding? I see you about that.
Oh, God.
You don't know? Hold on, I know you know. That's why I ain't gonna call on you. Fat boy, why you ain't supposed to put Israel in your name?
There's only 3.
It's only 3 people got the name of Israel. Go ahead, Denzel.
You know, because only 3 people got named Israel: Yahshua, Jacob, and Adam.
And Adam. So Israel means power to rule as God. Now a lot of brothers use Isaiah 44 they justification, saying, see, you surnamed yourself Israel, right? By show of hands, how many of y'all read anybody in that book who had the last name Israel? Matter of fact, by show of hands, how many of y'all ever read anybody in the book that had the name Israel besides the 3 men who were mentioned? So why you got it?
And he had last names back then.
No, they didn't have no last names. You never seen them say no last name. It was always such and such whose mother name was this. They say, we know Yahshua, his mama named Mary and his daddy named Joseph. Okay, so why you ain't got no business giving yourself no Hebrew name? Who remember that? Don't nobody remember? Huh? How many of y'all been in a room before and heard your name called? And then went and asked somebody did they call you, and they said I didn't call you. And when a name was called, what name did you hear? Did you hear your name that your mama gave you?
Yes, sir. Your mama gave you.
Or did you hear the name that you gave yourself? Some people might hear a nickname that everybody calls. No, I'm just saying now. I'm just serious though, because you got some. You know, black people get somebody a nickname, and this stick nigga don't nobody call you by your name. Everybody know your name, but don't nobody call you by that name. You even seen when the Lord seen Peter, he said, your name is Simon Peter. I'm going to call you Cephas. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did to him. I'm going to give you this name. You know, that was an example of something later to come. Because you know, when Samuel was in the house of the Lord, he heard Samuel. He got up. He said, man, you called me? No, I ain't called you. And then he perceived that Yah would call him. And you know, and Paul wrote about the high calling in Yahshua the Messiah. And he also told you in the book of Revelation that he would give you a name when he came back here. So when this man, if you done gave yourself a name and he calling for you, and you listening for that name, you going to miss the call. Because like he said in Isaiah, I called and none did answer. And I spake and they did not hear. Because you're going to be listening for the wrong thing. And then you're going to miss it. And then when you're going to miss it, you're going to miss saving your soul. Why would you give yourself a name and the Lord would have a name prepared for you better than anything that you can come up with?
Right.
Just wait on it. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't do that. That's just for those who want to, like I said, that's why we don't do that. There's no need. There's no need. Ain't none of us got no business calling ourselves Israel. Ain't none of us in here got power to rule as God. You got to go to Israel to get that power to rule with God. You got to come see him. He didn't give you that authority and dominion. He gave it to Adam. He changed Jacob's name to that because he wrestled that angel and overcame him, which was a similitude of Yahshua overcoming death. And he gave it to the son because it was all about the son anyway. That's why he say all those that are Israel are not of Israel. Just because you are the seed of Jacob don't mean you are the seed of the Messiah. Two different things. Come on. Romans 10 though, by what? By verse 3. Y'all feel me? Y'all follow me? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be on that booty tank stuff. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna see us standing around here talking about Quam Yasharala like we mad or something. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas be saying that stuff like they mad at niggas scream, so you think they gonna break their teeth. Them niggas don't say shalom, them niggas come up, shalom. They say, what did you say, nigga? What did you call me? My name is not Shalom.
It says, for they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes.
You know what he mean when he say the end of the law? You know what that means?
You the goal.
The purpose, the aim of the law. That's what the law was, to get you to him. You know in Galatians chapter 3, them stupid niggas be like the law was your schoolmaster, the Levitical priesthood was your schoolmaster. You hear somebody say that, you just turn away and walk away from them, no longer engage them in conversation. I'm being honest with you. No longer engage them in conversation. Remember, he said the law was your schoolmaster. So that means the law, the Father's instructions was to teach you about the Son. So the Father's doctrine would be the Son doctrine because the Father's doctrine going to point you to the Son. They ain't got nothing to do with no Levitical priesthood. Nothing. Matter of fact, since I said it, Galatians 3:24. Come on, Pep, since I said it. Y'all don't be around here letting these people make y'all dumb, man. Maybe we'll get back over here to, come on, Pep.
It says, Galatians 3:24. Wherefore, the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Messiah, that we might be justified by faith. But after faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster.
See, that's why he told you the law and the prophets was until John, but now the kingdom in heaven is preached. The Son is here now. Now we no longer need the law to point us to the Son because the Son has showed me I was the goal of the law in the first place. Because out of the mouth of Yah doth man live. You know what I'm saying? Like we just looked at, he spoke to you comfortably and allured you into the wilderness with kind words so you can be brought back into the covenant. That's the whole purpose. You know what I'm saying? The whole time he was telling you to come by. The first things the man said out of his mouth was, repent ye, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Not I'm going to kill you. Not I'm going to bash you. That's how you know he came with kind words. He said, I didn't come to condemn the world. I came to save it. So if I'm coming to save it, that means I'm coming to speak comfortably to you, to persuade you or allure you or convince you to come on this side.
Yes, sir.
But if you choose not to, I will spill your blood, and I will do it in the most efficient and quick manner as possible. Come on, Pep.
But after the faith is come, we're no longer under schoolmaster. For you are all the children of God by faith in Yahshua.
All this stuff gonna make sense what we looking at, because we looking at we keep hearing about justification of faith over and over again, don't we? We keep hearing about sons of God over and over again. This is what happened on this day 2,000 years ago. Select men became sons of God on that day. Don't mean that it stopped with them. But select men on that day heard the word and believed and became sons of God on that day. They were justified by faith in that man on that day.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Bill.
For as many of you that has been baptized into Messiah.
Come on, because he like to sit, right? That's what we want to be, sons of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just read that many of you been baptized in the Messiah. You may have been made conformable or like in his death. It's all about putting that flesh away and dying. 10 and 5, Romans. We still holding John chapter 14, Ezekiel chapter 16, and Ruth chapter 3. Let's go.
It says, for Moses describes the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them.
So he say, hey, the righteousness of the law is, if you live by the law, you ought to do it. Come on.
But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise.
What it say?
Say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is to bring Christ downward from above.
So he say, who gonna snatch him from the right hand of the Father then? And he quoting the law when he's talking about it. He's quoting the law right now. These niggas think the man, when he was quoting the law right now, he said the righteousness of the law is actually, that's Leviticus 19 and 5 if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Or 18 and 5, one of the two. Well, he say if you keep the law, you ought to live by it. That's the righteousness of the law because we know God's words is right. But he say, but it's the righteousness of faith. Who gonna snatch him from above? What else, Paul?
Or who shall descend into the deep? That is to bring up Christ again from the dead.
So who gonna bring him up from the dead if he already got up? But what else, Paul?
But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach.
That's the word. That's what we preach. That you might believe. That faith would activate your obedience. It would activate that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know some of y'all have woe friends. How many of y'all who woe friends? How many that really made you believe the word? How many did it really make you curtail your behavior? How many times did it really strengthen you that you knew what you were doing was right and you were steadfast in it, not being deterred in either way? We just read yesterday, right? We may need to reiterate it because I referenced it and we ain't focused in on it. We talking about a straight gate. A straight gate. You know what I'm talking about? A straight gate. When that donkey of Balaam came into that straight way, he said, I can't move to the left or the right. That man told you this way straight. You wonder why that man told you broad is the way that go into destruction. So what did he have to do? Let's go on and get it. Number 22, about verse 25. You good right there. I appreciate you. Give me Matthew 7, about verse 13. That's what y'all need to start realizing. They're way tight. It ain't loose like you think it is. You ain't finna be living loose like this here. See, them dudes take all this stuff and they be loose with it. Make it 24. That's what we need.
But the angel,
Matter of fact, 22 good. Come on.
says, God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of Yah stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of Yah standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field.
You notice that he was going in a broad way at this time. Y'all do notice that, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And the ass turned out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass and turned her into the way.
You see what it said? I smote him.
That's right.
That means I slapped fire from him to get him in the way. Which means I had to humble you to get you in the way. Come on.
Ass is stone.
Y'all need to sit back and realize, and they smoked him aside. He was in the way then.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
But the angel of Yah stood in the path of the vineyards, and a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side.
And what happened?
And when the ass saw the angel of Yah, she thrust herself unto the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall.
Go ahead.
And he smote her again.
Go ahead.
And the angel of Yah went further and stood in a narrow place,
A narrow place.
where there was no way to turn,
Nowhere to turn.
either to the right hand or to the left.
It's tight. It's tight. God's way is tight. Matthew 7:13. That's what you need to realize. He said he came into a narrow way. I can't go to the left hand or to the right. That's what people don't realize. This way is tight. You know what I'm saying? See what them dudes try to make you think. We just looked at something on Wednesday. That crushed that thing. Oh, see, when the Messiah come back in the wilderness, that's when all this stuff gonna get together. What that make you think? You can do what you want. And then get what? Since I've been playing all these years, when he get back, then I'm going to get it right. But you're not going to get it right, nigga, because if you were going to get it right, you would have got it right before he came.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So they like this here. See, I got my fringes on, brother. I'm living righteous. Nigga say, nigga, you just hit 3 holes last week. Come on, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know how the nigga... When you got to sit back and look at, because the law say you supposed to look on that, so remember not to go after your own heart. But niggas wham and still go after their own heart.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So what good did it do? When the word's supposed to be in your heart, that's what the new covenant say. So then they excuse is, see, the new covenant ain't in effect yet, brother. So now you telling me the man died and shed his blood for nothing. So now you continually blaspheming. Maybe you'll be forgiven. Who remember what we can look at somebody be forgave for blaspheming? Remember we looked at that with that Benjamin? Shimmy out. Go ahead. Matthew 7:13.
Says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. And many there which be go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few people be that find it.
Ain't that something? That when Balaam went and did what he wanted to do, he was in that broad way and that angel was there to slay him. So it took that angel being in the way to bring him into that straight gate so he could find life. Now don't be sit back and realize, if you out there in that broad way, you're going to end up just how Balaam was going to end up. You're going to perish. You gonna perish. Y'all ain't sit back. If y'all never noticed that, that's why he had to bring that ass into that tight way. I can't go nowhere. Because if I can't go nowhere, then all I can do is be dead on, which goes right back to what we were looking at. If your eye be single, then it be full of light. And if your eye full of light, you full of life. And if you full of life, you full of the sun. And if you full of the sun, you'll see the sun. And if you'll see the sun, you'll see the Father. And you'll dwell in the land that he swore to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because then you would have been conformed and became a son. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit back and look at that. To see that he took somebody who was disobedient and brought them in a tight way. And I could have killed you, but I spared you. That's the mercy of God. You ain't no story about no man riding on no ass. You know what I'm talking about? It is if you stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But that's what we talking about by going on to perfect. We actually trying to see the principles of salvation. You know what I'm talking about? So we can see why we doing what we doing.
That's right.
The whole purpose war, we was in a broad way. Now this man came and smote us and sent his word to bring us into the tight way. But see, sometimes we still not trying to live for the man who died for. We still trying to venture out into that broad way. Instead of staying in that narrow way where you can't go left hand or to the right. I got to stay dead on in the middle. Because he said many going to strive to enter in and they not going to be able. God forbid. Even though the reality of the situation is, it's some of y'all sitting in here, and it's some of y'all on the other end of the camera, it's some of y'all on the phone, y'all not going to make it in. If you do, if everybody in here would make it in, the Lord lied. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, few going to be finding. Everybody striving to get in is not going to be able to make it. So I can't sit here and tell you all y'all going to make it, because I'll be lying. You know what I'm saying? I'll be lying. So that means, what you going to do?
Amen.
What you gonna do? Is you gonna get in that straight gate, or you gonna keep trying to, or you gonna be like Balaam? Stay in that broad way, the angel standing there right there with the sword, you don't know what's going on, you steady slapping the donkey like, what's wrong with you? No, there ain't nothing wrong with the donkey, what's wrong with you?
Yes, sir.
They got one at donkey.
John 14, what I got you at? What you got, Bill?
At Numbers.
You good. John 14, what I had you holding inside the book of Luke, Bill?
John chapter 6.
He done with 6. Just going back to Luke chapter 2. You also holding Ezekiel chapter 6. I just want to say everybody look nice this afternoon. Except for mine. Not for real.
No, for real.
No, not for real. No. I'm not co-signing. Your arm don't hurt. I ain't talking about cause of head, cause I think heavy. I'm trying to tell you, real depth, medial depth, lateral depth, everything. Yeah, boy, heavy. Leah heavy too. She heavy though. 21 or 22, wherever you start at. John 14 and 21, everybody.
He that have my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father. And I will love him and will manifest myself to him. Judas said unto him, not Iscariot, Lord, how is it that thou wilt manifest thyself unto us and not unto the world?
He said, how will you show yourself to us, but not the world?
Jesus answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words.
He will keep my words.
And my Father will love him.
You'll eat my words, and my Father will love you. Because I'm the word that proceeds out of his mouth. Come on.
And we will come unto him and make our abode with him.
We will dwell with him. So what tribe is that?
Zebulon.
Zebulon. I'm going to dwell with him. Come on.
He that loveth
Now, hold on. Now, how else is the Messiah going to be able to dwell with you? You're going to have to believe. You think keeping commandments going to get him to dwell with you alone?
No, sir.
You keep that thought process, that means those who reject him going to have the spirit and he going to dwell in them. I ain't talking about no Pharisees. I'm talking about niggas outright say like, no. New Testament written by Flavius Piso.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all, I told y'all before, I read that in prison. That the New Testament was written by Flavius Piso. Was not worth the $10 I spent to purchase it.
Right, you paid for it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, them 5% of son it to me. You know what I'm saying? 5% of son it to me. No, you go outside, eat a sandwich, you don't come back in here. Come on.
Did you heard that?
he that loveth me.
You say you eating right now, you all right?
He that loveth me not keepeth not my sayings. And the word which you hear is not mine,
The word which you hear is not, oh, the word you hear ain't mine.
but the Father's which sent me.
Oh, man.
These things have I spoken unto you, being yet present with you. But the Comforter, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, whom the Father will...
Come on, put some bass in your voice.
Uh-oh.
Say it like you mean it. Sound off like you got a pair. Come on.
Everybody in the room know I got it.
I don't mean nothing because you got some kids. Don't mean you got a pair. Sound off like you got a pair.
And gonna have another one with him.
You mess with me. I ain't got to take care of it. Now sound off like you got a pair.
But the Comforter, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things.
He'll do what?
He will teach you all things.
Go ahead.
And bring all things to your remembrance.
Oh. So what's greater? Some cloth or this man's spirit? Yeah, don't be over there laughing till you make sure you put some bass in your voice too now.
Yeah, nigga.
Hey, bass already in my voice.
You say you born with it.
You
You heard him talking about it? He trying to get my voice. You don't need to hold on. Let me say, bass already in my voice. He ain't very white.
I said it over there too.
He ain't turned over there. Bass already in my voice.
He long song.
Like I said, he talking about start singing Secret Garden in here. Wait till you take time home, do all that stuff. Do that stuff in here. You go home.
What's up?
Hey, come on, get to Ezekiel 16. So we sit back looking at something, right? Come on, Ezekiel. You were holding Ezekiel 16. You were holding Ruth 3 and 4. That nigga up to me. That nigga turned it. He looked at twice. It's already in my
You passed that.
We ain't passing. We ain't passing till I say I'm passing. And I ain't passing for another 45 seconds.
Got another shit.
You think you trying to, hey, boy, you burn this shirt, you buying another one. Mean that. I like this shirt. You stopped at verse 4. No, you didn't. You stopped at about probably verse 5 or 6. Ezekiel 16. Give me verse 5. Just tell me what it says. I should have ate my protein bar food.
You sure. Now you gotta wait.
Yeah, you talking about me. Same book. You all right? Eat right now.
So it is. I can burn some body fat. What you gonna do?
It says, none I pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee, but thou was cast out in the open field to the loathing of thy persons in the day that thou was born.
Hold on. Something come to my mind. What y'all think that got to do with anything about you been cast out to the loathing of thy person? That make any sense to any of y'all?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Messiah?
Well, what you think? Come on, but
That's what I was thinking.
well, I'm gonna start going around the room slapping y'all with this Bible. Y'all just say the Messiah. We know that. I'm gonna start doing drive-bys. I'm just messing with y'all. But I don't think y'all know what I'm thinking about. What y'all think I'm thinking about?
Give us the angle. Give us the angle, Cal.
I just gave you the angle.
He cast out to the loathing of that person.
Mm-hmm.
That go with that Lamentations 4, though.
Maybe. Maybe. 2 Samuel chapter 21.
I don't know what I was thinking.
That's the first Samuel 21. I know what you would think.
You know how he came down. Came down from the world. Cast out to the loathing.
Yeah, we loaded, but that wasn't what I think about.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Maybe another day we'll deal with that, but today's not that day, sir.
You was asking you what I was thinking about. That was what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I told you that in
You guys say that what I was
1 Samuel 21.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Get 25 cents, call somebody cares. Fell out my pocket. 1 Samuel 21 and about verse 15. Remember how we looked at Doeg the Edomite the other day? The 15th verse of 1 Samuel chapter 21. Give me John chapter 16 verse 1, please, sir. Go ahead, Phil, let's go.
Says, have I need of
I'm sorry, 22 and 15.
22. It says, did I then begin to inquire of God for him? Be it far from me. Let not the king impute anything unto his servant, nor to all the house of my father. For thy servant know nothing of all this, less or more. And the king said, thou shalt surely die, Abimelech, thou and all thy father's house. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, turn and slay the priests of Yah, because their hand also is with David, because they knew when he fled, and did not shew it to me. But the servants of the king will not put forth their hand to fall upon the priests of Yah.
So these people sit back and say, I ain't put forth my hand to kill these people. Saul said, kill them. What else?
And the king said to Doeg, turn down and fall upon the priests. And Doeg the Edomite turned, and he fell upon the priests, and slew on that day 75 persons that did wear linen ephods. And know the city of the priests smote he with the edge of the sword, both men and women, children and sucklings, oxen and asses and sheep, with the edge of the sword.
So the priest had been cast out because of the loathing. And he killed him. He sent Doeg to kill him. John 16:1, let's see what that means. Because you see, the one group of people wouldn't do it. Doeg would do it. We talked to y'all about that yesterday. Let's see how. John 16:1. We still coming back to 1 Samuel 22. So hold it.
It says, these things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you think that he doeth God's service.
Don't you think they thought they were doing God's service when they killed these men? You know that there was some service said, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing it. That also would take us back and tie that in with Pilate and the Messiah. I don't want to kill this man. They say kill him. Kill the priest. Fall on him.
Wow.
Fall on the priest. That's what they want. Yahshua is the true and that faithful priest in 1 Samuel chapter 2, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You know what I'm talking about? They say fall on the priest and kill him. Look at him. So I was right. Somebody give him a right hook. You know what I'm saying? But y'all sit back and see that there. And the reason why we mention that is it are people who will loathe you and persecute you and say all manner of evil falsely against you. And they will actually be thinking they doing God's service. When we was on that phone with that man, he thinking he was doing God's service with the stuff he was saying. If we were to tell these people, oh, you ain't wearing fringes, they would persecute you and say all, and they would think that they would be doing God's service. Them niggas blaspheming. They ain't teaching the law. They ain't doing this. They ain't doing that. And do all that type of evil stuff. What Troy said, nigga made a post talking about, he said the Messiah sinned 7 times. Now in time did we say that. He just mentioned it to Buddy after I had showed it to him. Then I showed it to the nigga myself.
Yeah.
And he ain't want to hear it. And that time gonna come with us. That's why he say the enemies will be those of your own household. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be your own people. Come on, man. Come on, Pep. You good. You good over there. You come back and sit.
John 16.
Ain't that son? We had to have a reason why this man say people gonna kill you and think they do a God service. You think Saul was doing God's will when he did that? You think Doeg was doing God's will when the king told him fall upon the priest? Because the servants of Saul say, nigga, I ain't doing that, bro.
Yes, sir.
I ain't doing that. That don't even make no sense.
Yes, sir.
Go to kill them for. Nigga ought to kill you. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 16:6.
No, I'm talking about Pep. Oh, you
Yeah, been in First Samuel because it's something with the Messiah we got to look at.
And one of the sons of Abimelech, the son of Ahitub, named Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar shewed David that Saul had slain Yah's priest. And David said unto Abiathar, I knew it that day when Doeg the Edomite was there, that he would surely tell Saul, I have occasioned the death of all the persons of thy father's house.
What he tell him?
Abide thou with me.
He do what?
Abide thou with me. Fear not.
Oh man.
For he that seeketh my life seeketh thy life. But with me thou shalt be in safeguard.
Safety. Abide thou with me and fear not. Because those that seek my life seek your life.
Wow.
He say, but don't be fearful. You'll be in safe. What y'all think that could be talking about? We just heard in John 14, the man said, if you believe in me and eat my words and do what I say, me and the Father come and make our abode with you. We know David, it will always be a similitude of the Messiah. Yahshua is the root of David. So what do you think he mean when he tell you not to fear? John 16 and about 27, Carl. What? While we looking at a safeguard, give me 2 Corinthians chapter 1 about verse 9. Y'all have to remember, right? He said, those that seek my life, seek your life. You got to remember, Saul made a sentence of death on David and said, David must be killed. That's why he told the disciples, smite the shepherd and the sheep going to be scattered. Because the same people that's seeking to kill me, they going to seek to kill you too. He told them that. If they persecuted me, they going to persecute you. That's the same. Why David had to tell this man the same thing? And we wonder why the Lord said it. The Lord just said the same thing David said.
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians 1 and 8. Same exact thing. Yeah, you got it. And about 27. No, Phil gonna get this second.
And after that, John 16.
About 27.
For we will not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble which came unto us in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure, above strength, insomuch that we were despaired even of life. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves.
Oh, didn't David have a sentence of death on him? Come on.
That we should not trust in ourselves,
Who did you trust in?
but in God which raises the dead.
Who did David trust in?
So,
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Who delivered us from so great a death.
You know he delivered David from all his pitfalls. All these people came to kill him. He delivered them out of all of it. Come on.
And doth deliver, in whom we trust that he will yet deliver us.
David trusted y'all would deliver him every time. Go ahead.
Ye also helping together by prayer for us, that for the gift bestowed upon us by means of many persons, thanks may be given by many on our behalf.
That's good. John 16, 27. Y'all sit back and see that? You see David had that same similitude of behavior, didn't he? I didn't trust in myself. I trusted in God who raised from the dead. Though I got a sentence of death on ourselves, I don't trust in myself. That's what y'all have to sit back and look at. The Messiah had a sentence of death on him. He said, I'm exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. One of you shall betray me. He said, but I don't trust in myself, though. Father, let thy will be done, not mine. I know you'll get me up because I don't trust. You got to sit back and look at that. You got to have that same confidence. Because you don't live but by every word that proceed out the mouth of Yah. That's why I say the just shall live by faith. That's why David was able to say what he said. Dwell with me, man. You being safety. You know what I'm talking about? Because he had that type of confidence with God. That's how he got his justification. You know what I'm saying? The Messiah had that type of confidence with God. That's how he got his justification. The law only going to get you so much justification. That's why he say, without faith, it's impossible to please him. Because you must believe that God is. And there's a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. So before you can even talk about keeping any law, statutes, and commandments, you got to believe Yah is the true and living God, and that he is capable and able. How many times he told, is anything too hard for me?
Mm-hmm.
He says, my hand short that it can't save. Is my ear heavy that it can't hear? You know what I'm saying? That man say, I gave a perpetual decree that the waves beat against the sand and never overcome. Ain't nothing too hard for me. You had to believe that. No matter how, whatever the situation you could be in, it could be financial, it could be something on your job, it could be something in your life period, it could be something in your relationship. You have to just endure. God able to deliver out of all of these things. You know what I'm saying? All of these things.
Yeah.
All of them. If your confidence is in God. A lot of people will hold them up. Their confidence is I'm an Israelite. Their confidence is, I got fringes on. Their confidence is, I don't eat swine, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Throwing that stuff in people's face. I done told y'all this before, I'm going to tell you again. You don't have to throw it in people's face on how you live and what you stand for. Just show them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's real condescending. People don't like it. They will sit back and look at you and try to find fault in every single solitary thing that you do because you throwing that in their face. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to throw it in their face, just live it. That's your test. That's how you throw it in their face. You don't have to keep telling. You don't have to say, we don't do that. We don't do that. All you got to do is participate in stuff like that. It's not what you do, y'all. It's how you do it. Right? John 16:20. I'm telling you something now. Make stuff like, all right, thanks. Hold on.
It says, for the Father himself loveth you, because ye have loved me.
The Father himself dwell with you because you love me. Obviously, Abathar loved David, and he said, dwell with me. Come on.
And have believed that I came out from God.
He believed that David was a man of God. Everybody in Israel believed that Yah was with David. He was the one that led him out and brought him in.
Right.
Come on.
I came forth from the Father, and am continue into the world. Again, I leave the world and go to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
His disciples said unto him, Lo, now speakest thou plainly, and speakest no proverb. Now are we sure that that thou knowest all things, and needest not that any man should ask thee. By this we believe that thou hast comest forth from God.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus answered them, Do ye now believe?
Do you now believe? Go ahead.
Behold, the hour come,
The hour come,
yea, is now come,
and it's already here.
that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone, and yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me.
The Father is with me.
These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace.
In me you might have peace.
In the world ye shall have tribulation.
Oh, man.
But be of good cheer, I have overcome the
Then he
world.
just sat there and tell you, if you dwell in him, you will have safeguard or safety. Because if you sit back and look at it, they were having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Men were coming to kill them. He said, but dwell with me, you'll have safeguard. In me, you'll have peace. In the world, you'll have tribulation.
Yes, sir.
That's what y'all need to sit back and look at and understand and know. In the Son of God, you will have peace. You're going to have a little trouble out here in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Messiah prayed, he said, I don't pray that you take them out of the world. I pray that you keep them from evil.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. Lord, don't let them kill them. Spare their life. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all think when you started dealing with this, you wasn't going to have no trouble? You thought everything it was going to be smooth. At least we got two people honest. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? That's how they pretty much make y'all think that this thing is going to be, everything going to be smooth. You're going to have no issue. And then you know what happening? Stuff start happening. And what happening is God is humbling you.
Yes, sir.
But because you ain't been taught that, you ain't never heard that, it gets you kind of frustrated. You know what ends up happening? A lot of people end up quitting.
Yeah.
No, yes, sir.
They end up with-
Deuteronomy 8.
They end up quitting.
Yeah.
They end up with. Let me read this Ezekiel chapter 16. He's going over here to
There you go.
the Ruth chapter 3, verse 4. I'm gonna pick him up in Ezekiel 16.
You going to 16?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
When we stopped at about verse 8, verse 7, what it was, 6, when you stopped at 5. None I pity thee to do in thee, if any of these unto thee to have compassion upon thee, but I will cast into an open field to the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born. So you sit back and look at it, when we begin to be born of the Son, we begin to be despised. You know what I'm saying? See, in Romans chapter 8, what did Paul say? We are more than conquerors through him that loved us. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's distress, peril, sword, nakedness, hunger, ain't nothing gonna separate me from this love. See, a lot of time when this stuff in the world go to creeping up, when you look at this other day, don't love the world nor the things in the world. See, the things of the world is what caused Eve to go out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because we go to looking at these things and it's that flesh. Because you haven't been made as the firmament, the waters above the firmament. So you begin to be dictated and moved by the things that are under the firmament, or the things of the earth, or the things of this world, the things of this life. It begin to take over your mind and dictate your thought pattern and your process, and then you begin to cleave to that, and then you perish. Maybe we'll look at the parable of the sower. I don't know what time we on. We'll figure it out.
I'll tell you.
All right. He said, I have called. He said, yea, when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thy own blood, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. I called thee to multiply as the bud of the field. I ain't forgot about that bud of the field now, that multiply. We got to look at that too, don't we? Got to. It first fruit, got to look at it. And thou hast increased and waxen great. Thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, thy hair is grown, whereas thou was naked and bare. We'll come by to that. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness.
Yes,
Yea, I swear unto thee and entered into a covenant with thee, saith Yah, and thou became mine. What do you think he mean when he say I put my skirt over you? I don't know. Let's see if Ruth chapter 3 verse 4 can tell us about it.
Amen. And it shall be.
And give a second. They probably been having their hand on it for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But one thing about it, boy, middle of August come, nigga would never be mad to come in that room, boy. That stuff, that's stank.
Yeah.
Smell like cheap propane.
That's what it is.
Indeed. You didn't even see the time. Oh, good. Oh, got plenty of time. Yeah, your stomach weird. You better look at him like CT Fudge and say, I command you to grow. You say, you better tell him, I command you to be free.
I'll speak for one.
I ain't look like you about to pass out. You should have ate some mellow mushroom.
Oh, I reach in the bag on you. I'm trying to keep everybody under wrap. Keep them good. You know, niggas see me chewing, nigga.
Hey, bro, you already know, right?
Hey, ain't nobody gonna snatch nothing but Brittany. She too thin. She is fine.
She way back there. I'm straight.
She is.
I don't know, mouse snatching.
Oh, we know Mouse raw. That's why we didn't say it. She's a smooth criminal. Don't let the smooth taste. She's a smooth criminal. See how she. No, what she'll do is she'll be like, "Hey, who that is over there?" Old school.
You gonna get seasoned up.
See, Brittany ain't gonna do that. There, she just gonna strong arm you. You gonna eat that? I guess not. Yeah, she gonna strong arm you. Mouse gonna smooth you. Come on, Phil.
And it shall be when he lieth down, that thou shalt mark the place where he shall lie.
When he lie down, you should mark the place. I wonder if they marked the place where the Lord lied down.
Amen.
I don't know if they did or not. Y'all know if they did. Yes, yes. Put him in a sepulcher where no man had ever laid. And what he told that woman to do, what Naomi is telling Ruth to do.
And thou shalt go in and uncover his feet and lay thee down, and he will tell thee what thou shalt do.
Ain't that something that you sit back and look at? Why you think them women came the way you were laying at? They ain't lay down with him though. But guess what we supposed to do? What Romans chapter 6 told you?
Lay down.
Go lay down with him.
Right.
And he'll tell you what to do.
Yes, sir.
My man said he put his bones in the sepulchre.
Give me Acts chapter 22, about verse 10. Let's see, he talking about, go lay down with him. He'll tell you what to do.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if that just, I don't know.
You know.
I don't know. I'm not saying, man. I
You
don't know.
know.
Say, you know.
Don't play dumb, nigga. You know.
Who said I'm playing? All right now. All right, that's special. Yeah, I know I'm special.
Act 10 and what?
22 and 10, I'm specially made to drop a foot square off in your behind.
Oh, you wanna go in somebody's dress?
Okay, you know what that means to drop a foot off in somebody's behind. Ain't got nothing to do with going in nobody's anus. It's about opening up a can on your behind. And you know what that can is. And we got it in 3 different flavors too.
22 and what that is?
10.
It says, and I said, what shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, arise and go into Damascus, and there it shall be told thee all the things which are appointed for thee to do.
It will be told you in Damascus what you ought to do. Go ahead.
And when I could not see the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. And one Ananias, and a devout man according to the law, having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there, came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight. And that same hour I looked up upon him. And he said, the God of our fathers hath chosen thee.
He chose thee.
And thou shouldest know his will.
You should know his will.
And see that just one.
And see that just one.
And shouldest hear the voice of his mouth.
And hear the voice of his mouth, because a man don't live by bread alone, but every word that proceed out the mouth of Yah shall man live. Come on.
It says, for thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou have seen and heard. He said, and now, why tarriest thou?
Why? What you waiting for?
Arise and be baptized and wash away thy sins.
Go lay down with him. He'll tell you what to do. Go lay down with him. He'll tell you what to do. Go lay down with him. He'll tell you what to do. Ain't that something?
Yes, sir.
Come on back to the book of
It says, verse 5.
Give him a second, man. Give him a second. Ain't that something, man? That's what we sitting back looking at. Go lay down with the Son. He'll tell you what to do. Go ahead.
And she said unto her, all that thou sayest unto me, I will do.
All that thou sayest unto me. That sound, what does that sound like? That sounds like a marriage covenant. Everything you said, I'm going to do. Come on.
And she went down unto the floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the inn.
Oh, hold on. When Boaz did what?
When he had eaten and drunk.
He did what?
When he had eaten and drunk.
So what did he do after he ate and drunk then?
He went to lay down.
Well, what that got to do with anything, yo? Y'all got any idea what that got to do with anything?
That was a supper. That's supper and that.
Wow. When this woman go lay down where he lay down at, she gonna do everything that he say do. Hold on now. Hebrews 8 and 7, Dwight. Because she said everything that when you lay down with him, everything he tell you to do, you do. And he ain't gonna go lay down till he ate and he drunk. And then after he ate and drunk, he laid down and then he was able to bud in the field. And we're going to sit back and show you that bud in the field in a minute. It ain't going to be what you think it is. What you think that bud in the field going to be? I'm talking about out the book of Ruth. What you think that bud in the field going to be? Yeah, that's what you think. Come on. Oh man, that nigga steady throwing you under the bus about that cannabis. Say, I don't mess with them Egyptians.
What is he talking about?
He said, you going to say it's that good?
Oh, man.
Throwing him under the bus.
backed up.
Come on with it, man.
You said 8 and what? Hebrews 8 and something.
8 and 7. Listen. Just give it a binky. Just give it a binky. She took the cookies away. Take the cookies back. Take the cookies back. Take them back, Sam. Take them back. She's serious about all food.
That's what I heard.
That's what you see.
I got the witnesses in my house.
That's what you see.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Lizzie don't play them games. It's gone. But it gets some more.
Hebrews
8 and 7. Come on with it.
7. It says, for if thou first covenant had been faultless.
If it been faultless. You know, you got to take an example of something what's going on. See, Ruth's husband died.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ruth's first husband died. Her first husband died.
Adam.
Now the man who she getting ready to marry to now is eating and drinking, and then he gonna lay down. We take her back to what? Romans chapter 7. She considered an adulteress while her husband liveth.
Yeah.
But if her husband be dead, she may be married to another, that she might bring forth fruit unto God. Therefore she wouldn't be an adulteress. Oh man.
That kind of sweet.
That is.
Sweeter than honey.
That's what the word say. Come on.
Then should no place have.
Hold on. Y'all know where Ruth's first husband was from?
Oh, yeah.
He was from Bethlehem in Judah.
Whole crew.
Go ahead.
So then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So y'all actually should be able to see that with Ruth coming to Boaz, that's a new covenant being made. Come on.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers. And
Not according to the first one, because they came out of Bethlehem, Judea, because it was a famine. No bread. Go ahead.
That's right.
their fathers in the day which I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
But what happened?
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel for those days.
What will be that covenant?
Saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their minds and write them on in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they should be.
So they'll live by the words that come out my mouth. Come on.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
When we sit back and we look at it, he said, take, drink. This is my blood, which is shed for the New Testament, for many, for the remission of sin. Eat, this is my body. You know what I'm saying? They died. They were taking, remember 1 Corinthians 11 say, you partaking, you showing his death till he come when you do this, right? So now you sitting back looking at it, he was partaking in death when he getting ready to lay down. Don't y'all notice something where Ruth was justified by? She believed. Because when Naomi was trying to leave her, she said, no, your God is my God. Your people are my people.
That's right.
Where you going, I'm going. And you know what that is? Where I am, so shall my servant be also. You know what I'm saying? So you need to sit back and look at, if God ain't there, why you there? That don't make any type of sense at all. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Avatar, he sat back and looked at God with David. I'm going with him. There's safety there. See, and that goes right back to what we were looking at with Balaam and his donkey. It wasn't safety for Balaam because he was outside the way of God. So the angel had to get him in that tight way to get him inside the will of God. Then he had safety. All because it's dealing with being justified by believing. Come on back to the book of Ruth, though. You know the only way you can take part of the New Testament, you got to die. Because you know the New Testament wasn't in effect till what? There must be the death of a testator and able for a covenant to be in effect. Where there's no death of a testator, that means it's null and void. So when you hear these niggas tell you the new covenant is not in effect, walk off from it. See, I'm just telling you this stuff so your radar can go off. I am talking to a dummy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Your dummy bell should go to ringing off. This nigga don't know what he's talking about. That one should be coming in your head. This nigga don't know what he's talking about.
Yo, son, I'm a
Where do we
moray.
find this
I don't know what you
nigga?
talking about.
Oh, that nigga got on the phone. I'm a moray. What are you,
I don't know
brother?
who you talking to.
That nigga, they said it with some pride too. Boy, when you'd heard that nigga, you'd have died laughing. That nigga say, I'm a moray.
Boy, they say it with that real bass.
He said, I'm a moray. That nigga told me, that nigga say, how long you been in the word, brother?
Yeah.
I say 2009, nigga.
Oh,
month after I got out of prison.
How long?
That nigga said, I've been in this thing 20 years. Are you a moray? I'm a moray. I say, good for you, nigga. You speaking Italian, nigga? I don't know what that is. I said, that nigga say amore. I thought that meant love in Italian, nigga. I'm swinging that word.
Got a little sin.
Straight up, that's what I thought he was saying. What you mean, amore? Nigga, I got old lady. What you mean, nigga? I'm like, nigga, on wide back nigga talking about he amore. Oh, don't do mouth like that. Don't do mouth like that.
Oh, my.
Go on up, you can cut it.
Yeah.
I sanction that. You can cut it, Miles. Come on.
That's Lord and God.
No, I'm talking about you get it. I'm talking about literally cut it. You cut it. I'm for real though. That nigga was bold with it. You know what I told? What y'all think I told him when he asked me was I amore? Don't who's on the phone. Don't say nothing. What you think I told him?
Oh, man.
I ain't telling him I was a Jew. No, he asked me what my job was. I told him. I said I'm an apostle. Nigga, you want me to prove it to him?
Oh, he didn't want to hear that.
He ain't know. He ain't say nothing about it. They caught him on guard.
If he know anything.
And guess what I did? I told him I showed it to him too.
Oh, you broke it down.
Oh no, I ain't telling him what an apostle was. I did bust him upside the door. Show me what this mean. Show me what this mean. I said, you stop talking, nigga, we show it to you.
Oh.
I said, every time the word coming, you trying to overtalk the word. You ain't overtalking me, nigga. I care less. I mute the phone on you, nigga. You talk to your heart, but then you say, I'm like, this nigga steady talking. I'm like, Matthew 26 and 50. Brother, you did Matthew 26 and 50.
I said, you don't want to rethink that.
You know what I'm saying? No, if I keep saying what I'm calling, maybe you'll shut up. You'll realize, I don't want to talk to you. Lord want to talk to you. Man, I want to laugh in that nigga face. He got mad though. I told you, you ain't nothing but a sinner, nigga. It's all right. Somebody love you. It ain't God though.
Well, that's
I ain't tell him that I wanted to, but I still.
He got off the phone though.
He got off the phone though. I told him when that word would come.
Hey, he crept us. Wait, so you still there?
Yeah, he got on the phone real fast.
Hello?
That nigga was in the back. That nigga said, that nigga told me I ought to rejoice. He said I should rejoice for the word. How dare he tell me I should be happy? He was saying that in the background. I wish I was being funny, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. I told him, he said, son, I said the word coming. I said, you ought to rejoice if you believe it. That nigga went on a rant. That's when he got off the phone. I heard him talking to somebody else. This nigga gonna tell me I ought to rejoice. You know, I said, rejoice is some truth being brought. I say some truth is being brought. You just too stupid to catch it. We ain't cutting no corner. When that nigga went to talking about, oh man, so if I look, he feel like right now, how many of you women in here are not married? So raise your hand. Every woman who ain't married, raise your hand. So he felt like this here, he could come in here. I'm talking about you got some paperwork now. I ain't talking about if you ain't got no paperwork, then don't put your hand up. Talking about you, don't be putting your hand up, talking about you is married. If you, I mean, you put your hand up if you're single, you ain't got no paperwork. So you know what I'm talking about? So that nigga thinking that he could come in here right now and look at all y'all
That's right.
that's unmarried, and he can lust after y'all he wanna, take a mental photograph of you, go home and do unspeakable things to himself. I'm telling you what we were talking about yesterday, fat boy, he look at himself, you better than this. That nigga be looking at that lotion, you better than this, put your head down and shake. You better than this.
Nigga that trying to go blind, ain't he? Real good at night.
You know the worst part was, what I got you holding? Matthew 15 and 13, since he said he gonna go blind. Matthew 15 and 13. Since he said he gonna go blind. Matthew 15 and 13. Go ahead.
He said, but he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall in the ditch.
Guess what? That what happened with Korah them. Gathering up all the people to come against Moses. The blind were leading the blind. They all fell in the ditch. Because what's a ditch? It's a hole in the ground, ain't it?
Yeah.
Didn't the earth open up and swallow?
Yes,
You
sir.
wonder where he got that from. You wonder where he got that from. Because Korah stood up to stand up against Moses and gathered the chief men with him. You'll say the blind will lead the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, they both gonna fall in the ditch. And guess what he told them? Every tree my heavenly Father ain't planted be rooted up. Then Moses tell them people in number 16, we'll see today who is Yah's and who Kodesh and who he called to draw unto him. Because you're not a God. He gonna root you up. So you wonder why he got off the phone. Blind leading the blind. He beat his meat till he was blind. It's only right. Come on back to Root Chapter 3. There ain't no been no. I seen some nigga on there. I seen some nigga post a story on Facebook say nigga beat his meat so much he died. I said, what was that nigga doing? Well, ain't that much masturbation in the world, boy. You gonna lose your life. I'm talking about nigga got busted on him. I'm like, why you should have been shooting blanks? Why you had his thing left?
That's when it died.
They say you ain't making that much semen, boy. Calm down, man. Y'all pray for me. You don't know no better. I'm telling y'all. I'm gonna tell you this here, man. Y'all better stop for y'all be blind, boy. Keep your hands off yourself, man. Don't look. Don't be around here talking about you too sexy for your shirt.
Oh, no.
Touching all yourself. Y'all have some self-control. No, that's why we were going back what we were talking about the other day. What I was especially what I was telling the young women, that's why you supposed to be modest and discreet and all the time. It be some dudes, boy, they be singing nigga trying to hold on. You know what I'm talking about? I told y'all yesterday, boy, I like women. Nigga telling the nigga talk that trash. If it was a woman walk in here butt naked, boy, nigga had to turn his head. You know what I'm talking about? She got to leave because you ain't gonna be able to, ain't no full-blooded man able to sit there, look at no butt naked woman with a nice shape and be like, you know what? That don't affect me. Oh, that you know what I'm talking about? And every one of y'all got a man, you sit back looking at it, that ain't moving. That nigga gay, I gotta get me a new. I gotta get me a new. You look at him like, I'm finna see if that nigga, you shouldn't be looking at is he gonna turn his head because you sitting there. You like this here, that nigga better turn his head because I know he's a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Guess what? If y'all had an ideal man walked in here and he walked in here butt booking naked, I guarantee you ain't gonna look at him too long. Somebody's drawers gonna be down. You know what I'm talking about? All right, I know I ain't lying. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Swinging. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna be acting like this here. Talking about hanging and swinging. You gonna be like, I gotta go to the house. Only man, y'all gonna be in out there. Mike Wallace, the only man made me more. You know full well y'all not out here looking at that. You know full well. So she told me, she said, I can't go to the gym. She said, them things mimic sex movement. I can't go in there. That's gonna make me, I can't hold on. Liciana.
For real?
Liciana. Yeah, she talking about, of course. She said, with me, I know. I'm like, you around here looking at niggas moving around. Get rid of you. Get somebody else. I've been messing with you. But y'all know what I'm talking about. See, y'all women, you think we don't think y'all lust too. You know what I'm saying? We think y'all know y'all lust too, don't you? Y'all be sitting there telling that lie you don't be lusting, because before you found some, I bet you were lusting after the nigga you got, before you got him. Sitting around there thinking, well, I can't wait for him to kiss me. I can't wait to find out what that Peter do. Yeah, you thought about it. Don't you tell that boy, you ain't finna sit there and tell nobody that lie. You ain't got to think it off the rip. After a while, you think about it. You think about it. You know what I'm saying? A man gonna take off the rip though. I got my 4 positions I think I can throw in right now. Y'all be thinking about it, and guess what y'all be thinking about? What position he gonna throw you in? Don't be telling them lies, man. We grown people in here. Everybody in here grown. Some of y'all got children. Don't be sitting there telling that bold-faced lie. You don't be lusting. You know what I'm talking about? And whatever ideal thing you got in the man, everybody likes something different. You know what I'm saying? You might not, like I said, I've been seeing them talking about a dad bod. They be on them fitness groups I be in and all this stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Basically somebody look like Al Bundy or somebody got a body built like that. You know, some women like that. And if they see a man like that, they might get their rockets on. Some women might like a skinny dude. Women might like a man who muscular. Whatever it is you like, you know full well, I can't look at that nigga too long. I'm gonna get another change of draw.
So you got the pill body. You got the pill body.
I'm gonna say she like the pill body. Leave him alone.
No, he told the pill body.
She said he let himself go. Tell
He
me.
let himself go. After I got the paperwork.
She say Kevin say after Pell say got the paperwork. Kevin say Pell let himself go. She said like I said. She said that's why she got him vegan. Trying like this. Get your body like right. I ain't saying no, like this. You know, tell me what walk in the room. She walk in the room. Hey, she walk in the room. She walk in the kitchen like this. And she cooking something. She got a bag of sugar like this here. You know, it wouldn't never hurt you never while to come to walk with me. Come do some stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm pressing. What you doing? I've been working it out. You know what I'm saying? I need you to join. But I'm for real though. That's why you had to be like that. Cause y'all play them games if you wanna. You still men. You still women. And if you see something you like, boy, your flesh gonna be like, oh. And you know what you gotta do? Boy, I ain't finna look at that. My life on the line. I'm trying to hold on. You know what I'm saying? Be strong. No, straight up. Got to be strong. Trying to be strong. You know what I'm talking about? Man, I don't care what y'all say. Don't you let them niggas lie to you talking about, oh, the lust already in your heart. Nigga, please. I like women. You know what I'm talking about? Man, look at a woman too long, boy, and that nigga be like, man, that nigga's gay.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga is gay. Straight up and down. That mean the whole time he looking at her, he be like, shoot, she in my viewpoint, but do you see that nigga behind the door?
What's wrong with them?
Shoot, y'all know I ain't lying though. You live in a city where there's a whole gang up at it, like there's a whole gang up here. But I'm talking about this a big city though. But there's more faggots in Atlanta than it is here though. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's a lot of them. Then what? Go down to Miami, you ain't even gonna be able to tell if they men or not. You know what I'm saying? You gonna like this here. That's why you better be glad you in their way. You find out then, cause boy, you ain't in their way. Boy, you might have to go to Miami. You gonna need a pistol. Atlanta too. Like this here. I need you to just roll with the gun
Right now.
Try to make sure you ain't got no penis. I'm telling you, that nigga come out by their clothes, nigga have an elephant trunk longer than yours. You be like this here, boy, what's going on?
Stop, niggas.
What's going on?
What's going on? Come on, man. Rooftop. I'm telling you,
Longer than yours.
I'm telling you.
No, nigga, somebody got it done.
Hey, all jokes aside, you remember that nigga Vincent? That wasn't Vincent. When we went to high school, there was a nigga on the bus standing landing guard. I can't remember that nigga's name. I can see his face. Boy, that nigga said his brother slept with a boy. He said he didn't know the nigga was a boy. I said, in what process of time did you not realize that was an anus and not a vagina? You know what I'm talking about? Because there is a stark difference. I don't have to go into physiology differences. Everybody here ought to know. There's a stark difference. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga say, man, I beat that nigga up. I say, yeah, you beat him up after you got finished.
After you beat him up, you beat him up. You beat him up twice, huh?
Yeah, he probably wouldn't come out.
Yeah, nigga, double dose.
I'm telling you, what? Come on, baby. Hey, I want to know, like, how you missed that? Nigga couldn't have tucked it that good. Come on, white. 2 out of 3. Where you stop that? I'm trying to help y'all out, man. These people out here crazy, man. You got Bruce Jenner around here talking about he a woman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nigga was an Olympian, now you talking about he a woman.
Captain.
You know what I'm talking about? He talking about he want a vagina now. That's bad. Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 23 and 1. I'm gonna show y'all something. Every transsexual he going to hell talking about the LGBT community. Burn in hell, nigga. You ain't got your stones no more.
Yeah.
Can't do nothing but you. Where your stones at?
Yes, sir.
You ain't got no stones no more. You can't make no fruit, nigga. Come on, bro. 23 and 1. Come on, bro. We got to wrap this up.
Oh, yeah.
It says, he that is wounded in the stones or have his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
You can't get the body of the Messiah. Read it again for him. Langston looked at it like, what? Yeah, the Lord said you cut your swang off, you can't get in.
I agree. Sure. It says, he that is wounded in the stones or have his privy member cut off shall not enter in the congregation of the Lord.
I feel for Pac, boy. He had a nut shot off.
Golly.
So if it happens, like if you get injured,
That's what it says.
Well, wounded.
That's what
You wasn't Pac wounded? That's ugly.
an accident can keep you from getting in.
Yeah, it wasn't never no accident. You wasn't never supposed to get in the first place. Come on, Ruth tried to you wasn't never supposed to get in the first place. Remember what we just looked at? I called him going that narrow way. He couldn't go to the left way or to the right. This thing tight. You wasn't supposed to get in. All that meaning was before he got wounded in the stones, you already had a heart not to love me. You know what I'm saying? You heard, son. We can't be getting on that only God can judge. Who do you believe in? Because he showed his lifestyle. He believed in the devil. He that commits sin of the devil. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Hey, we like the music. Look on the natural level. All right, nigga. Spiritual level. Firewood.
Don't mean nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't speaking nothing against him personally. I didn't know him.
Firewood.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he firewood.
But I'm
Probably
talking
mesquite
about
barbecue.
anybody.
That's
Whatever
it.
happened to you.
You know that stove, right?
That's anybody.
You know that stove.
That's anybody. You gotta sit back and look at it. When you look at anybody, let's sit back and look at Judas. What did Judas do? Nothing. He was born for the said cause to betray the Lord. Meaning his heart was already like that.
Came.
He came here like that. His heart was already set up that way. You know that little line, nigga, Lord, you that thing from Kevin Hart. See the way my thing set up? Some people heart already set up against God. All it takes is the right situation and circumstance for God to prove it out. Got him. Because you know what the man said, I swear in my wrath, you will not enter into my rest. See, by the time he got wounded in his stone, it's quite a good chance the Lord had already made that proclamation. I'm done with this nigga. Because we be taking account, you don't know these people. You have no idea what them people doing when they not on camera. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, you can't add sin to sin for too long and think the Lord going to be cool with it. Just because you don't die right then don't mean you ain't dead.
That's walking.
That's what you got to remember. Just because you ain't hit the grave don't mean you living. Because he could have been cut you off. There's plenty book for that. You know what I'm saying? People, he cut him off. He didn't kill him right then. Saul was cut off. He didn't kill him right then.
And he killed himself.
You know what I'm saying? Saul been cut off. He didn't kill him. He let him stay king and all. Let him stay king and all. Till it was time to get rid of you.
He was ready to go.
Come on, Ruth chapter 3.
And it came to pass at midnight.
At when?
At midnight.
Come on.
That the man was afraid and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay at his feet.
Ain't that something that the Lord turned afraid at midnight? Or at even?
Yes, sir.
Late night. He turned afraid. Come on.
And he said, Who art thou?
Who are you?
She answered, I am Ruth, thy handmaid.
Thy handmaid.
Spread therefore thy skirt over thy handmaid.
Spread your skirt over your head. Cover me.
Yes, sir.
Cover me. Come on.
For thou art a near kinsman.
Near kin. Oh my God. So what we got in the law talk about a near kinsman that could cover his brethren? Don't Leviticus 25 tell you about your near kinsman could be the only one redeem you from bondage?
Yes, sir.
Now she telling him, cover me, I'm your near kinsman. And you know the Lord is our near kinsman.
That's right.
It would make kind of sense. Even though Eve was Adam's wife, she still was his near kinsman. She came out in real. Closest thing to him. Near kinsman, she say cover me. And what Adam did, sow some fig leaf for.
He did.
Come on.
He did.
And he said, Blessed be thou of YAH, my daughter, for thou hast shewed more kindness in the latter than at the beginning.
Show more kindness at the end than you did when you started. Hebrews 10 and 25. Don't y'all realize when this man died and rose from the dead, he showed us more kindness? Why you think he told him that when he made the water and the wine? You kept the good stuff back till later. That's why we actually better to be born when we were born. It was better for us to be born after the Messiah. How many of y'all be hearing them Hebrew? Boy, I wish I'd have been in the wilderness.
Yeah, right.
I wish I'd have been in Egypt. No, you don't.
Not at all.
No, you don't. I wish I'd have been alive when the Messiah was on the earth. No, you don't. Because you might have been one of them that said, kill him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people only say that because I know what they be actually meaning. I would have liked to seen what happened. I would have liked to seen the wonders.
Right.
But the only thing you can say is like, I done told people I'd have liked to have been alive during the Messiah. I would have hoped I would have believed him. You know what I'm saying? I would have hoped I would have believed him if I would have been able to be alive. Because it would have been, that's got to be an amazing thing to see.
Yes, sir.
Not just because so I would believe it, because I already believe it, because I see it in the Word. But to actually see the man going about and actually bearing witness to it. Like I seen him when he raised that little girl from the dead. I was there when he took that blind man and put that spittle and opened his eye. I saw that. I seen the earthquake when he was on the tree. I seen it go dark at noon. I seen those dead saints come out of the grave. That's an amazing thing to go tell somebody. Ain't that something that tie right back into what we looked at a couple weeks ago? Go tell your kids about all these signs and wonders, how he brought you out of Egypt. What you think the disciples did? We are the witnesses of the things that he did.
That's right.
He tell his sons afterwards what happened.